on this investigation. We're going to bring in Palm Beach, Florida state attorney for the county of Palm Beach. That's what I'm trying to say here. Dave Aronberg. Dave is also a former member of the Florida Senate. I figured it out eventually, right, Dave?
You got it right, my friend. Great to be with you, Mitch.
All right, let me ask you just a procedural question. Why is there a different judge ruling on whether or not there will be a special master here? And that's a different judge from the case with the redactions and the case of whether or not there will be a search warrant in the first place?
Well, that's because Donald Trump's legal team went forum shopping. Fort Pierce is about 68 miles away from West Palm Beach. It's 2 counties to the north. You don't just accidentally wind up there by getting lost on I-95. You go there for a reason, because you know that there's one judge who's assigned to that courthouse, and that judge is Judge Cannon, who is a Trump appointee who was confirmed by the Senate a week after Trump lost the election. And because you want that judge to give you what you want, and the judge may be delivering, because the judge came out with something really unusual, a preliminary order that grants the request for a special master even before the Department of Justice had the opportunity to respond to the motion. It's almost unheard of. I've never heard of it. And I think this is really disturbing. I would hope that after DOJ responds, maybe she'll reconsider and she'll look at the fact that it's been 3 weeks since the search of Mar-a-Lago. This whole issue of a special master really is moot. I mean, the Department of Justice has surely reviewed the documents already. They've already used their own filter team to filter out attorney-client privilege. And so this, to me, is a delay tactic by Trump's legal team, but it may work depending on the judge.
Well, and so there is a hearing on Thursday, but you're saying that this highly unorthodox order already came out. So she's basically saying, yeah, I'm going to listen to your argument, but I'm going to grant this.
Right. She came out with a preliminary order before Department of Justice even
I have never heard of that.
Respond.
Usually there's a hearing before there's an order, unless it's really, really important. Like Supreme Court needs to weigh in on this in the next 12 hours.
Yeah. To me, it was bizarre, and it rewards the forum shopping attempt here. Now, I believe in the independence of federal judges, even though you have judges appointed by Democrats, Republicans. They're supposed to just follow the law and follow the evidence. But I've never heard of a situation where you give someone a preliminary order to do something so unusual as to appoint a special master in a case involving confidential materials, and do it without the other side even weighing in on it. So it is really bizarre.
So they went 2 counties away. They clearly think a special master, the Trump side of things, that is, they clearly think a special master will help their side of the case. What benefit would a special master be to Trump's attorneys here?
I think it's just a delay tactic. I just think that this is a way to just keep delaying things in their minds past the midterms, and then eventually it will be so delayed that Trump will become president again and then do away with this whole investigation, or another Republican becomes president and then everything is scuttled. Because even if the special master is granted, what is it going to do? It's just going to have a separate person review documents for attorney-client privilege, of which there are probably very few documents that were collected that would be subject to this privilege. They would also review it for executive privilege. And let me tell you, Mitch, there are 0 documents there that are subject to executive privilege. Why? Because the former president has no executive privilege. And besides, these are government documents, right? And so if they are subject to executive privilege, then they're allowed to be reviewed. Then they come under the laws that the former president allegedly has violated. Remember, the former president is saying these are his documents, not the government's documents. Well, executive privilege means it's the government's documents. So this whole legal theory they're doing is like a big circle. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here then, as far as what could be positive coming out of this. Obviously, this has been politicized since the second it happened, and I wonder if appointing a special master, somebody who isn't part of the government, a retired judge, someone who you probably don't have an axe to grind against if you don't know who that person is, could this be, I guess, a good thing for the terms of transparency or balance or what have you? At least the appearance that this is not a political witch hunt. This is just somebody neutral that's going to review the documents.
Sure, if this was made 3 weeks ago, then maybe there would be an argument for it. But it's been 3 weeks since the search. So the Department of Justice has reviewed the documents. The cat is out of the bag. The toothpaste is out of the tube, whatever metaphor you want. and you can't put it back in. And look, they've already had their filter teams review it for privilege. And as I said, there really is no privilege here except maybe a few documents subject to attorney-client privilege. So this is nothing more than a delay tactic. But if they want to say we need it for transparency, sure, but it doesn't further the interests of justice in my mind.
All right, that is Dave Aronberg. He's the Palm Beach County State Attorney there in Florida. Thank you for coming on early morning today.
Thanks for having me, Mitch.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.